So today I'm gonna talk about myself because what I'm talking about is human nature, right? And it's human nature to always make things about you, regardless of what situation is, regardless of who you're talking to, regardless of what your environment is or what conversation is being held at the current moment. We as humans always tend to make things about ourselves, regardless of what it is, right? I've had people when I was going through my journey with pancreatic cancer tell me, hey, why don't you tell me? Or have people, when I was post-surgery, be arguing with me. Meanwhile, I was supposed to be trying to recover from what I was going through. And I had people talking about me, saying that I was a dope fiend because I had lost so much weight. And, they see me smoking weed, so they just assumed that I was smoking drugs, hardcore drugs, and that's why I was losing weight. Not because I was actually going through chemo and I just had Whipple surgery, and for almost 2 months I was on a liquid diet. Point of all this is we're all self-centered, man. We're all self-centered. We all make things about ourselves, and that's human nature, right? I'm trying very hard to not make things about myself, even though it's hard, right? Because it's human nature not to make things about myself. But I'm trying hard to make things about Jesus. I'm trying hard to make things about others first before I make things about myself. Meaning, my speech, I try to discuss topics and ideas versus people and myself. When you discuss ideas and topics, generally you take things off yourself, right? You take the focal point, whatever you're talking about, off yourself. Just some thought, just some food for thought. Try to discuss ideas and people versus always discussing feelings and how you feel about things, and not always discussing yourself. Also, another thing I try to do is when I have conversation with people, I ask them how they doing. I ask them how they go, how's work, how they doing in life, what they going through, how's their family doing. So that way I take the shine off myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're humans, right? Be active, be grateful, especially our gratitude physical movement. Jesus Christ, you gotta be high level. Bye.